What's up, everyone? Welcome to Nolan Talks. I am so excited to make this today. Last night was awesome. That was seriously the highlight of the season. That was nothing better than spoiling a team's season, honestly. I want to first talk about my boy Max Johnson. This man is a true freshman quarterback coming into Gainesville. And he had 3 touchdown passes. This man is an absolute stud. And this man is the future of LSU. That's who I want at quarterback. I thought he played really tough last night. He ran the ball a few times. He runs a little high, so he gets hit pretty hard sometimes, but no. That is our quarterback moving forward. Max Johnson's an absolute beast. I love that guy. So, LSU won 37-34. Off a Cade York 57-yard field goal, I believe. And they're calling it the shoe game. Man, that if you're a Florida Gator fan, that might be one of the toughest losses you're ever going to have. That's one of the hardest losses that I would ever have taken if I was a Florida Gator fan. I mean, Marco Wilson completely ruined your guys' chance at the college football playoff just because he threw a shoe. Like, the most selfish thing you can do, trying to celebrate, you take away from your team, you throw a shoe. Like, that's a absolute joke. They literally showed a replay of when he picked up the shoe and he threw it, all his teammates just run up to him and are like hitting him like, you idiot, why would you do that? Next thing you know, the flags just come in and he's looking around like, wait, what? Just absolutely just like, oh, what did I... Nah, dude. You messed up. You ruined your team's... You gave LSU's offense a shot, and they took advantage of it, and you guys lost the game because of that dumb play. Florida would have won the game if Marco Wilson didn't do that dumb play. That was so bad. But the number one thing I want to talk about last night, there were so many true freshmen for LSU just making plays. Max Johnson, 3 touchdowns. Kayshon Boutte had over 100 yards. He had 5 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Coy Moore had 4 catches. Cole Taylor had 3 catches. Trey Bradford had a touchdown reception, and he looks like a beast out of the backfield, like catching the ball. He could honestly be a receiver. I think he's one of those hybrids, like dual threat players. But man, true freshmen all over the field making plays last night. I mean, you also had Jaquillian Roy. He had 2 sacks against Kyle Trask, and it was so awesome. So much fun to watch that game last night. Don't get me wrong, our secondary got burned a few times. The obvious Cardell Flott got burned a few times. Jay Ward got burned. I mean, we lost Elias Ricks. He got hurt a little bit, and we lost Cardell Flott to the targeting penalty. So we only had I was telling my friend last night, I was like, LSU has absolutely no depth at corner, so like that position hurts the absolute most when, people get hurt or they're not playing. We also didn't have Derek Stingley too, so we had to throw 2 freshmen out there with no experience going against Florida, like those good receivers, and oh man, I thought it would be a lot worse than it was, but I mean we got burned a few times for sure, but hey, we'll take the win, we'll take those lumps, but man, I was actually really, really okay, so Elias Ricks got that pick 6. I hated how he celebrated, but then again, I loved it too because you can celebrate, but just score the touchdown first. That's my biggest thing. I don't care if you taunt, but like last week when Kayshon Boutte threw the ball behind trying to do a celebration, I hated that so much. So this week when he got that pick 6, I was just like, dude, just score. Then you could talk trash in his face, in Kyle Trask's face. That kind of rhymed, but I was like, just score first. And he scored, and it was all fine. But I hated seeing it. It was maybe a little too early for me. But man, Elias Rick's gonna be an absolute beast for LSU. He needs to gain some weight. He's still pretty skinny, and he's a freshman, so he's gonna only get bigger. But you can see when he makes tackles, usually he's the one getting kind of rocked when he's making tackles. But I mean, hey, he's a true freshman, starting for LSU. He's a ball hawk. I think he must have like 4 or 5 interceptions on the year. I don't know off the top of my head, but he's an absolute beast. And if he continues to get bigger and stronger, he's going to be like a first-round pick. He's the next LSU great defensive back. But I mean, there are times he still gets burned. I mean, but that's how it is when you go against these good like seasoned receivers in the SEC and these like true freshman corners like that. That just makes sense. But I mean, I was pretty impressed with the LSU's performance on offense last night. Like, I thought we ran the ball pretty well. Chris Curry came in that fourth quarter, and someone tweeted that Chris Curry in December just hits different, and I totally agree. Like, Chris Curry played pretty well as far as running the ball, like kind of closing out the game. But no, I thought the running game was there tonight. We played pretty well. I mean, Florida's defense isn't super great, but I mean, I thought we played a lot better than I thought we would. Max Johnson had time to throw. I mean, I feel like, man, Max Johnson did not look like a freshman tonight. I mean, Todd McShay even said he was so impressed with how Max was playing tonight. And they kept showing bits on like Max Johnson's dad, Brad Johnson, the Super Bowl quarterback for the Bucs in I think 2002, and like obviously that he prepares Max for these situations. I'm sure his whole life he's been reading defenses and you name it. And I was really impressed with Max Johnson. I mean, I feel like the game plan wasn't super complicated for him, but man, he executed that very well. It's like some plays where like Florida would just bust the coverage. Like Max saw that right away. You know what I'm saying? And like as a true freshman, I feel like that's kind of hard to do. But like Max saw that stuff like right away, and he would like the one Kayshon Boutte like open down the sideline like touchdown. Like it was just a blown coverage, and Max saw that right away, got that ball out quick, and it was like a good throw and touchdown LSU. And man, like I'm really excited to see Max Johnson in the future. He'll start next week, the last game of the year, but like getting him as many reps as he possibly can is like, man, like he's a quarterback like going forward from how he played last night. They showed like his post game interview, and like he's ahead of his time. Honestly, like you could tell his dad's a Super Bowl like an NFL quarterback. Like he was very professional. Like it was all about the team and whatnot. And like you love seeing that as a fan. And Max Johnson's the quarterback going forward. That's what I got. That's all I got to say to that. I mean, TJ Finley's fine, but the way Max Johnson won in the Swamp tonight against the number 6 team in the country, like Max Johnson's our guy. I thought Coach O said it best in the postgame interview how this whole week has kind of been a tough week for LSU, and he kind of just addressed the team and said like we're gonna go 1-0 this, and he said it kind of reminded him of the 2017 season when we lost to Troy. He said that we're going to kind of like use this as like this. We're going to go 1-0. And every time we play Florida, that's when we start turning our season around. Jacoby Stevens said that. And I think that's kind of true. I mean, LSU, like the one thing about LSU like this year, at least this past week, is they played hard. Like it's that Auburn game, yeah, that's questionable whether they played hard or not. They kind of gave up. But man, they played hard as hell tonight. And there's only 50-some scholarship players. Like that's, man, when I knew playing Florida this week, and I thought this was going to be an ugly one, just like the Alabama game, and we only have 50-some players on scholarship. Florida's got their 80-some, they're number 6 team in the country. Like we have so many true freshmen playing. Like I thought it was going to be ugly, but such a big win, biggest win of like probably these freshmen's like football playing career. One of Coach O's best wins, honestly, like truly one of his best wins. Besides, the national championship, SEC championship game against Bama last year, like this is probably a top 5 win in his coaching tenure at LSU, like absolutely. And some guy also said it too, like the announcer, that watching the LSU DBs, like they get burned, and then he would say the problem with this LSU defense is now this is going to get blamed on like Bo Pelini for giving up that touchdown when like no, like that's not the case. Like that our defensive back just got absolutely burned and whatnot. Like you can't just blame the defensive scheme for that when it's like just a one-on-one corner just getting shredded by the receiver. What I know, like sometimes you can help them out, but like sometimes it's not always on the defensive coordinator. Our DBs are young, and they're a little sus this season. Hopefully they get better. Honestly, but yeah, that's definitely the ugly spot of this LSU team this year. But man, oh my god, when we hit that kick, I was like, okay, like this LSU about to upset Florida, ruin their season. This is going to be the best. And then when Kyle Trask got that ball, he started driving down the field. I was getting a little nervous, not going to lie. And I was like, you know what, like, yeah, this is one of those Florida teams that they're going to pull it out. Like, it's just their team of destiny in the SEC this year, whatever. And no, LSU won the game. Florida kicker missed that kick. And then, oh man, I just love that. I love when teams win on the road, like underdogs on the road. That's because it's the hardest thing to do in sports, especially in college football. When you get 18 to 22-year-old guys who, you know, they don't know who they are the next day. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who they are yet, quite exactly. But it's the best part of college sports when a road team who's an underdog wins. You know what I'm saying? And oh my goodness! Like I'm so geeked right now talking about this game. And me and my buddy were watching the game last night. We were like, okay, like we just threw the game on because we're like, you know, whatever, we'll watch the team. But we're like, primetime football, like this is gonna get ugly pretty fast. But no, like after that first quarter, I was like, hey, honestly, LSU's kind of showing up. Like we might have a shot to. I don't know if we'll win, but we're gonna keep it close at least. Sure enough, got pulled out the win, and yeah, that's a great win. I think that going down, the best part about this win last night was looking toward the future. LSU I always talk about these in my audios, that LSU's true freshmen, man, they're getting these reps and they're playing pretty decent. They're getting better every single week. Just got to keep up with this consistent play, continue to get better in practice. Like, I'm so excited for spring to happen just to see all these, like, true freshmen, like, okay, like, now they're the guys at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, next year, it's going to be a team loaded with sophomores and whatnot. And they're gonna just only get better and better. And then maybe we can make a run next year. If not next year, maybe in 2 years, we're going to make a serious run. You know what I'm saying? And to finish this off, I want to talk about one player who I would say, like, maybe the MVP of the team this season, and that's Jaray Jenkins. I mean, he's like, last week he picked up that touchdown in the end zone when Kayshon Boutte dropped it, and like he had the awareness to pick it up. He literally had some big catches last night. He even had that touchdown. I think he had Max Johnson's first touchdown of the night. Jaray Jenkins is a beast, man. He was like a very low rated recruit. Like, didn't really think he would do much for LSU, but no, like right now he's our number 2 receiver, honestly, but he is our player of the year, honestly. He's just been so, like, consistently kind of making plays and whatnot. Like, when we're getting him the ball, like, I love his off the field too. Like, you see him talking, like, on social media. There's, like, a bunch of videos and whatnot. But, man, Jaray Jenkins is a beast, and he's one of my favorite LSU players on this team. And I'm very grateful he's an LSU Tiger. I mean, he's a big key part of why we won this game last night. But overall, man, great win for LSU. Love seeing Dan Mullen, you know, be sad at the podium talking about how it is what it is. We got to worry about this next game, SEC championship, which they do. You know, they're competing for the SEC. We're not, but definitely the bright spot of our season, and it's good to ruin someone else's season. I love LSU, and great win. Love the guys, and thanks for listening, guys.